Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We are back. It is time for us to go ahead and get into part two, the after lunch, after the break, um, what happened in court. But before we do that, I want to share this audio with you guys. This is from yesterday's testimony, just to kind of bring it full circle in case I missed anything. And honestly, yesterday I didn't really like do minute by minute as I've been doing today. So I think it will be definitely beneficial for me to share the full exchange between prosecutors and Cassie from yesterday. Hey, hey, welcome, welcome. How are you, midwife? Now this is really interesting and very detailed. Um, let's get this going. Now, viewer discretion is strongly advised. And before I actually get this, let me turn the music off. Again, this is going to be day two, the full day two testimony. I thought it would be beneficial to share it because yesterday I really didn't follow uh, like the entire thing. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this and then we'll pick up from the break. Okay? Be sure to hit that like button, guys.
Sandra Ventura, how old are you? 38. What is your work? Musician and entertainer. How long were you with Sean? 10 years. Did you get in arguments? Yes, it would result in dragging. What else did he do? Me in the head if I was down. How frequently was he? Too frequently. I would get black eyes and bruises. Let me show you a video. Where is this? The Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after a freak off. What does that entail? The hiring of an escort, setting it up. How did you feel when he first asked for it? Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy. Did you agree to one when he first proposed it? Yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. I didn't know what no could turn into. What do you mean? Making him angry. What were you afraid would happen if you said no? That he had no materials. What did you give the government? Laptops. I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? Yes, I've reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Did you review photos on it? Yes. What's this photo? Me in 2004 with Carrie Morgan. When did you sign with Bad Boy Records? 2006. It was a 10-album deal. Did you release any after late 2006? No. Who's in this photo? Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? In Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We're out on his patio on my 21st birthday. VMAs. What happened then? Sean kissed me in the bathroom.
So I did touch on that kiss in the bathroom in Las Vegas in his hotel room, but I did incorrectly state that she was 22. She was only 21 years old at the time, and they were there to celebrate her 21st birthday. Now, before we continue, I just want to play this.
Under the fair use doctrine of the U.S. copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and scholarly reports. There are no legal rules permitting the use of a specific number of words, a certain number of musical notes, or percentage of a work. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. We are almost at a milestone of 500 subs, and I will not be able to actually achieve that milestone without your help. So if you're here and you're enjoying the coverage as well as the other true crime topics, that I've been covering, definitely subscribe because there's a lot more on the way. Let's continue with the full testimony from May 13th with Cassie, aka Cassandra Ventura, on the stand on Direct. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie.
When you got back to New York?
I'd visit him at the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated.
What were you doing with your music career?
Trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots.
What is the age difference between you and Sean?
17 years.
How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels?
Nervous, excited, like we were going to talk about music. He introduced me to... I didn't understand it.
Did you visit Sean in Miami?
Yes, I went with Carrie Morgan in Dallas, Austin.
What did you and Sean do together?
He gave me Blue Dolphin on a boat.
Had you once before taken it unintentionally?
Yes.
How did you take it unintentionally?
Hold on, guys. We have a commercial. Let me skip that. It was in Gatorade.
When you took it intentionally with Sean, how did it feel?
Like rolling.
At the time, what did you think?
That we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous.
Was it made public?
No, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children.
Who was linked to him publicly?
Kim Porter.
How did Sean treat you at this time?
We had fun.
What was his lifestyle like?
He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit.
What's this photo?
Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008. Halloween.
How did Sean's moods vary?
Day to day.
When it swung, could you describe it?
Anger, zoning out.
How did it impact you?
Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face.
How would he keep tabs on you?
We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me, or a trusted assistant.
Like who?
David James, Christina Korm.
Was your relationship exclusive?
No.
Did you see other men?
Yes.
Did Sean see other women?
Yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous.
Did you move to LA with him?
Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there.
Where did you live in LA?
875 Comstock Avenue.
How tall was the building?
No more than 17 floors.
Where did Sean live?
200 South Mapleton. Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth.
Who paid your rent in LA?
Sean, except when I had the house in Studio City.
Why'd you pay then?
I could afford it then, and I wanted to have some control. It was accepted.
By whom?
Sean.
How many songs did you write while with Sean?
That is so key that she points out, and the prosecution is asking her direct, pointed questions, and she's answering in a very direct manner. But the point I wanted to touch on was she said it was accepted. He says, by whom? And she says, Sean. So it paints the picture for the jury to understand that his approval was even necessary for her to pay her own bills. Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet. Some on mixtapes.
How many albums on your deal were not released?
9.
Did you get paid for them?
No. The freak offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then try to recover.
How much time in your week would freak offs take?
The longest was 4 days, significant periods of time.
At this moment, there was a break. Then they continued. Who was your manager at Bad Boy Records?
James Cruz.
What did he tell you?
That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Sean.
How did you make money if your records weren't being released?
I did hosting parties when Sean approved them.
What comments did Sean make about your physical appearance?
That I looked too Mexican with my hair like that.
How did he like your nails?
White, French tipped.
Hair?
It varied. I shaved my head in 2009.
Your body?
He told me to work out, prepare for the freak offs.
How did you feel about his comments?
It varied.
What else did Sean pay for?
Cars.
Did he give you cash?
Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt.
What else would he take away?
My self-confidence.
Who would take things away?
Staff. I assume staff.
At this point, There was an objection by the defense. Then the judge said to disregard the last answer. Who took your laptop and phone? Security. How long would they be gone for? However long I was being punished for. How often were you in con staff? Daily. Who are in these photos? Christina Coram and Ms. Fletcher. What did you call Ms. Coram? KK. And who's this? D-Rock. He was Sean's security. How frequently were you in Sean's residences? All the time. Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe in them? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes. In New York, LA, Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey. Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? Yes. We were having a freak-off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried, said don't do something stupid. Were you ever handed a... Yes. We were going to a...
Hold on, guys. Another commercial.
I'm trying to make flashy edits like this. I also get pretty into... Club in downtown LA. We taking mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Sean. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in an SUV. How long were they gone? 30 or 40 minutes. Let me switch topics. How soon into the relationship did Sean mention to you? First 6 months or a year. How old were you? 22. Why did you agree to try a freak-off? Good question. I wanted to make him happy. Where was the first freak-off? One of his homes in Los Angeles. Who is this? The first escort. Do you know his name? No. I'll call him the first escort. Were you aware he was paid? Yes, to dance and to have intercourse with me. What drugs did you take? Ecstasy and alcohol before things started. Did you disguise your appearance? Sean said we would disguise ourselves. I wore a masquerade mask. What was the session in the freak-off? Until the escort finished. How many sessions with the first escort? At least 2. How did you feel? I didn't feel much. Dirty and confusion, and that he was happy with me. Why did you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he'd shared this part of himself with me. How frequent did the freak-offs become? Weekly for a consistent amount of years. When was your last one? 2017, 2018. How long were you awake during the freak-offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy, and Molly. Do you recall all of the freak-offs? That would be impossible. Did you want to stop? Yes. I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. Did you tell him you didn't want to? Yes. I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Were you able to express your concerns to him? At this moment, the defense objected to the question, and the judge told the prosecutor to rephrase his question. Why would you talk to him gently? I didn't want him to be angry. What is this? Between me and Sean. What did you call him? Pop, Pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. What did you write? I really need to... Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I'll read Sean's messages. You read yours. You don't want to do anymore? I'm so predictable. What did you think this meant? That he knew I didn't want to do the freak-offs anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? To not make him angry. He could be violent. Where'd you get your outfit? Pleasure Chest elsewhere. Did you get piercings? Yes. Sean came with me. Which of his homes did you have freak-offs in? Miami, New York. What other homes? My homes, all but Studio City. In what other cities? Atlanta, Ibiza. In what hotels in New York did you have freak-offs? Trump, Gramercy. Intercontinental? 44th Street, yes. Elsewhere? Mandarin Oriental, Fontainebleau. What names were used? Jackie Star, I used. Frank Black. What supplies were used for freak-offs? Astroglide, baby oil, condoms. Who brought the supplies? Security, Sean's assistants. Which brand of baby oil? Johnson's. How was it used? Sean said, you need to be glistening. Were there freak-offs where you ran out of baby oil? After this question, the defense objected the question on the ground of it being irrelevant. Then the prosecutor asked this question. You also mentioned Astroglide, but was also objected over the same reason. Then the judge asked for a sidebar. After the sidebar, they continued. We were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used? Lubricant. If you ran out, what would you do? We'd call either staff or the bell desk. Were the freak-offs lit? Initially, it was a candle, strong smelling, Glade. Any other use of candle wax? A few times poured on my body. Who set the temperature of the room? Sean. I was expected to do freak-offs on my period. Did you want to do that? No. Did you want to be rated on?
That's like crazy. She was expected to still be involved in these activities while she was on her period. That's wild.
After this question, the defense objected, giving the reason of asked and answered, but the judge overruled it. No, I did not want it. How did it feel? It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. Why were you choking? Too much in my mouth. Who else did on you? Sean. Did you want Sean to eat on you? I didn't want anyone to eat on me. How often did it happen? Often enough. Which hotel charged the most for damage to the room? The Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. Back to the patient. Why didn't you say no? It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being painted on by two men. Where did you find escorts? Initially Craigslist. At this moment, they took a break, but then continued. Ms. Ventura, in what cities did you respond to ads on Craigslist? In New York. Did you respond to ads on Backpage as well? Yes. Who directed you to communicate with escorts? At this moment, the defense objected to the question. Then the prosecution asked another question.
Hold on, guys. We have another commercial telling you YouTube's going to get their ads in.
If anyone, before being interrupted by another objection due to assuming a fact, not an evidence. Did you ever reach out to an escort independently? No. Did you ever not use an escort who arrived? One couldn't perform, so Sean sent him on. What was a safe escort? Not a cop, and someone who'd not run and tell everyone about their experience with us. Why not a cop? I learned this whole situation was not legal. Before Cassie could finish her answer, the defense objected, and the judge said the jury will disregard that answer. How did Cash get there? Security, or he brought it himself. The escort Dave, do you know his real name? Clayton Howard. Who is this? Photo shown to witness. Daniel. A dancer service. Do you recognize Jules? Yes. In what cities did you have freak-offs with Jules? New York, Los Angeles, Vegas. Do you know his last name? No. Who's this? I knew him as the Punisher. Did you use...
Now, she says the Punisher, and I remember this guy from that time frame. He was a exotic dancer, tall, well-built, bald head, and he went by the Punisher. He used to dance in a lot of like ladies' nights in Connecticut where I lived at. And I'm wondering if it's the same guy.
Did every freak off? Yes. I need to disassociate and become emotionless. Who else used drugs at freak offs? Sean did. Sometimes the escort. What other did you use? Special K, GHB, mushrooms. I'll read Sean's parts of this email. You read yours. When should I take the thing? When will you be there? Pausing you there? What did you mean? Drugs. I took mine. I'm flying. What does he mean? He's high. Why did you take more drugs? To not be present with the experience. Why? Because it was something I hated. How did you react to ecstasy and MDA? It could make me vomit. What would he say? To continue. Did you want to continue to have intercourse when you wanted to vomit? No. How does GHB make you feel? Drunk. Tipsy. Cocaine? Makes my heart race. I'm not a huge fan. The walls come alive. After that answer, they took a break, but then returned and continued. When ran out, how did you know who to reach out to? Sean would tell me. During the session, how would you know to move to the next step? Sean. What would happen after the escort on you? Sean would want a body in the next room. Did you do that? I did. Where? Usual. Did you want to do that? No. How did you feel? I was an object, being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he would watch by FaceTime. Were some sessions recorded on your devices? Because they were there. If you saw them on your device, what would you do? I would delete them. Why? They were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them. Were Sean's devices used sometimes? Yes. I asked him to delete them. Did he? I don't know. Did you ever leave a freak off before it was over? Yes. At the Century City Intercontinental. I finally had a premiere coming up and I didn't want to mess it up, but Sean hit me. At what point did Sean hit you? Between sessions. What happened next? I got to the elevator. Next thing I knew, I was the ground. Who threw you down? Sean. He grabbed me by my neck and my hoodie. Let me show you the video. At this point, the prosecution showed Cassie the hallway video. What are you doing? Trying to use the hotel phone. What is Sean doing? Taking my phone and my bag. This is where the judge interrupted them and told them that was enough for today. What do you think about Cassie's testimony so far?
That was her full testimony and the full exchange from yesterday. And now we're going to go ahead and continue on where we left off from earlier today, because I covered in part one, I covered part one of day 3. I covered the morning section before they took their break. And we left off right where Mia's attorney, and I'm going to go back there to that area, that section. We left off, where we left off, rather, I should say, where the judge is speaking. He said, we are trying to present witnesses being counseled on, we're trying to prevent witnesses being counseled on how to testify, what to say or not to say. Anything else, okay. Would that be acceptable? And then this is her attorney, Hicker Fink, lawyer for Mia. He says, I'm afraid she'll have a moment, lose it, then ask me, did I forget at something? I worry. Now, they continued on. Now counsel to Jane Doe says, I am worried that Jane Doe will not know what she can ask me. Judge, as long as you don't coach testimony, then Wigdor, counsel to Cassie Ventura, I have nothing to add. Judge, Miss Shapiro, we've spoken with each attorney. Now, the AUSA, we need more time to print the binders. Judge, will break if we'll break. And then they come back from the break at 1:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are belatedly back. All rise. The judge. As to exhibit 619, the objection to the defendant's proposal is overruled. Let's have Miss Ventura back. Then we'll bring in our jury. Jury entering. AUSA Johnson. I have a binder for the court. The gallery will not be able to see these exhibits. Miss Ventura, I will show you some exhibits, 2A through 404. Who is it? Ventura. She worked for Sean. AUSA Johnson. We will call her Mia. When you gave your devices to the government, were they working? Ventura. No, they were broken. AUSA. Put up 602A for Ms. Ventura and the jury only. What's on your skin? Ventura. Oil. AUSA. When did Sean first hurt you physically? Ventura. It started in the first year. AUSA. What staffer were present when Sean was physical with you? Defense. Objection. Physical is vague. AUSA. Punching, hitting. AUSA Johnson. When did Sean first use violence on you? Ventura. In New York City. We were in a car with his security and he knocked me around. AUSA. What did he do? Ventura. He hit me in the side of my head. I fell to the floor of his Escalade. AUSA. In January 2009, did you attend an event in LA with Sean? Ventura. Yes. AUSA. What happened as you left? Ventura. I'd been speaking to a producer about music. Sean called me a slut. I hit him in the face. I had been drinking. AUSA. Did you see any injuries? Ventura. No. I was on the floor of the car and he stomped on my face. How long did this last? Ventura. 10 minutes. Then I tried to get away, but Sean's security brought me back. AUSA. Who? Ventura. Roger Bonds. AUSA. What did they tell? It says, what did they tell me? I think it's supposed to be, what did they tell you? Ventura. To go to a hotel. Ventura. They snuck me into the hotel, covered up so no one could see my face. AUSA. How long were you at the London hotel? Ventura. A week, a little more. An assistant brought me ice cream. AUSA. What was the assistant's name? Ventura. Genevieve. Is that Genevieve? Yeah, Genevieve. AUSA. Did you feel you could leave the London hotel? Ventura. No. I understood his capability, his access to pum-pums, the threats he made. AUSA. When were you taken to the hotel after, I'm sorry, when you were taken to the hotel after the assault? I don't understand it. I think that's a whole mess up that they typed, but, and then Ventura said no. AUSA. Did you know that this assault incident was reported? Ventura. I know there was a blind item on the internet without our names. AUSA. Who raised the blind item to you? Ventura. My mother. Objection from the defense. AUSA. Not for the truth. Judge. Overruled. Ventura. This was before FaceTime was very popular, so I could hide myself. She asked if it was me. AUSA Johnson. What did you say? Ventura. No, I did not want my mother to know something of that magnitude and be in danger. AUSA. When you went to a party with your girlfriends, what happened? Ventura. I saw executives from BET. Then I heard that Sean was there. AUSA. What did you do? Ventura. I left. I ran out as fast as I could. AUSA. Why? Ventura, I thought he was angry. AUSA, did he come to the hotel where you were staying? Ventura, yes. He beat me up and called me names. Oh man, I lost my place. Whoa, sorry y'all. Oh man, I just lost my place trying to scroll. Sorry y'all. Hold on. My bad. Took there. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hold on. Oh my gosh, how did I lose my place like that? Well, while we have this wonderful break for me to find my place, guys, please be sure to smash the like button one time for me. Um, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing today. We are almost at a huge milestone of 500 subscribers, and I know that I cannot get to that milestone without you. So please, by all means, smash that like button. Did you feel you could leave? Okay, I think I found my place. My goodness. Sorry, guys. What did you say? Magnitude. Why? I thought he was angry. Okay. He beat me. Called me names. My face was bruised. This photo. Who is in it? Ventura. Scott. Miss Cuddy, known as Kid Cudi. We dated in 2011. AUSA, did Sean find out? Ventura, yes, in my phone. Ventura, Sean went through my phone during a freakout. He found an email. AUSA, about what? Ventura, taking my toiletry bag to Scott's the next day. Sean put a wire, a wine opener in his hand and threatened me. I called Scott on a burner phone. AUSA, where did you go? Ventura, to Scott's house. Then I talked with Capricorn Clark, one of Sean's assistants. AUSA, then what? Ventura, I went to the house Sean was staying at. He told me he would release videos and hurt Scott and I. AUSA, what videos? Ventura, freak off videos of me. Ventura, Sean kicked me in the back. I got a bruise. AUSA, where'd you go? Ventura, to my hotel with the burner phone. The room was torn up. Someone peed all over the floor, pooped in the toilet, and didn't flush it. It was gross. This was just before Christmas. Ventura, I sent an email to my mom in Capricorn from my flight to Boston and Connecticut. AUSA, what did you write? Ventura, that Sean said he would release the tape of me on Christmas, and he'd had Scott and I hurt. He said he would be out of the country. He would be out of the country then. AUSA, what are those photographs? Ventura, my mother took them in Connecticut of the bruises on my back. AUSA, were you entirely honest with your mother about this abuse, the abuse? Ventura, no. I said this was the first time. AUSA, did you tell her about the freak-offs? No. Ventura, is it possible to take a break? Judge, yes, break. And then they come back at 3:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're back. Judge, Ms. Johnson, any estimate? AUSA Johnson, an hour more. The goal is to finish the direct and allow the start of cross-examination today. Judge, bring the witness and then the jury back in. Jury entering. AUSA Johnson, did anyone come to see you in Connecticut? Ventura, Scott did. For a few days. I broke it off with him. It was too dangerous. Defense, objection. Judge, overruled. Ventura, Sean said he would hurt both of us. AUSA, where did you go after Connecticut? Ventura, I went to see Sean. He was in Arizona. His son, college. I told my mother I was going to LA to work. AUSA, did Sean talk about Scott's car? Ventura, Sean said he wanted Scott's friends to see Scott's car blown up. AUSA, what happened next? Ventura, we met Sean, Scott, and me. Scott said, what about my vehicle? And Sean said, what vehicle? And that was the end of the meeting. AUSA put up a photo. What is this? Ventura, me and Scott in Kingston, Jamaica for Sound Clash. AUSA, were you bruised? Ventura, yes. AUSA, and this photo, what is it? Ventura, me in Sean's bathroom, September 18th, 2015. AUSA, what were you doing there? Ventura, recuperating from being beaten up by Sean in Las Vegas. Ventura, we were having an after party in our suite. I talked to a producer and Sean tapped me on the shoulder, called me into our room and beat me, kicked me as I tried to hide behind the toilet. AUSA, what stopped it? Ventura, D-Rock and James Cruz came in. Ventura, it made D-Rock sad. AUSA, what are these communications? Ventura, from D-Rock to me. He says, where you at? It's time to ice your face. AUSA, why? Ventura, I had just been beaten up by Sean. AUSA, were there times were these all the times he beat you? Ventura, no, there were more. AUSA, with who else? With who else did you see Sean be violent? Ventura, I saw him drag an assistant out of bed. I saw him punch Ellie and uh, Ellie. Oh, it's Ellie or Ellie. They put Eli or Ely in his head. One time in Turks and Caicos, he dragged a person. Ventura, I believe we had a freak off in Turks and Caicos. AUSA, what floor did you live on in 875? I think that's Comstock. Ventura, the 17th floor. AUSA, did a friend stay with you? Ventura, yes. Sean came and held her and threw her on the patio furniture out on the balcony. Ventura, I saw Sean bring her back in from over the balcony, then threw her on the patio furniture. AUSA, and Carrie Morgan? Question mark. Ventura, I saw Sean hit her in the head. AUSA, did you get drugs on your own? Ventura, occasionally. Occasional uh, occasional drug dealers, opiates, Xanax, and Valium. Ventura, Sean would put the pills in a vitamin C bottle on the sink in the New York apartment. He'd say, you can take them. He had doctors who would write the scripts in the name of an assistant or in my name. AUSA, your brother's birthday party in Connecticut in 2013. What happened? Ventura, my mother told me everyone was taking pictures of me. I went and I went and punched her in the head. AUSA, you testified your relationship with Sean ended in 2018. How was your health? Ventura, I was sleepwalking. I had PTSD. Defense objection. Judge overruled. AUSA, what's this? Ventura, a photo of my front door in 2018. AUSA, published to the jury. Why is there a knife there? Ventura, Sean was coming around a lot, so I had it. AUSA, August 2018. What happened? Ventura, we were having a closure conversation at a restaurant in Malibu. He was trying to convince me to go to Burning Man. AUSA, where were you seeing anyone? Ventura, my now husband. AUSA, what happened next? Ventura, Sean came to my house and raped me on my living room floor. His eyes were black. It was like taking something from you. AUSA, you cried. What did Sean do? Ventura, he continued and finished inside of me. Then he got up and left. AUSA, did you ever have sex with him again? Ventura, yes. Voluntarily, we had a good night. I went back to his house. AUSA, can you explain why you did that after he raped you? Ventura, we had been together 10 years. AUSA, who did you say, who did you stay, and who did you stay in touch with? Ventura, most people, though I pulled away. AUSA, what did you message Sean about after that? Ventura, just checking in. AUSA, what did he say? What did he send you? Ventura, that he had iPads full of images, get him his money. AUSA, money back for what? Ventura, for having paid my now husband to be my trainer. AUSA, what did you write back? Ventura, do you want me to tell the truth? It's much deeper than iPads. There was abuse more than freak offs. Ventura, there was a time I couldn't take the pain. I tried to walk out into traffic. My husband wouldn't let me. I had trauma. I had trauma therapy. AUSA, did you write? Ventura, a book with chapters my mom helped. AUSA, what did you want with the book? Ventura, that Sean read it. AUSA, what pain did Sean put you through? Ventura, shame, to carry to carry the things that were shameful for him. I took on a lot of personality for I took on a lot of responsibility for that I never should have. He brought the concept to me when I was 22. It was expected of me. I felt terrible. AUSA, how did you get chapters to Sean? Ventura, through my attorney, and I reached out to KK. I asked her if he read it. She said it was not taken seriously. AUSA, how much did you ask for? How much did you ask for the book? Ventura, $30 million. AUSA, did you sue? Ventura, November 2023. AUSA, what happened with the lawsuit? Ventura, it settled for $20 million in 24 hours. AUSA, why are you testifying in this trial? Ventura, I can't carry this anymore. What's wrong is wrong. I tried people like, hold on. I think it's I'm tired of people. But it says I tried people like they were, I treated people like they were disposable. Escorts, anybody. AUSA, how many freak-offs did you have with Sean? Ventura, impossible to know. Hundreds. AUSA, after you broke up with Sean, did you ever do a freak-off? Ventura, no. AUSA, No further questions. AUSA sidebar before cross. Judge, yes. Now this is where it's gonna get heated, y'all, because as we all know, the prosecution has laid out what they the testimony, they have pulled all of the testimony out that they wanted to share with the jury, the judge, as well as the gallery. So now it's about to be the defense's turn, but before the defense goes up to bat, the AUSA has asked for a sidebar with the jury out. Okay? Judge, why don't we put off the cross until tomorrow? AUSA Johnson, we'd like to start now to be sure to finish. Judge, Miss Estevito, Combs's Estevito. She will be finished by the end of the week. Judge, so no cross today? Judge Submarinian, we'll just make up the time in other ways. Get the jury. AUSA, the witness can be excused. Judge, yes. Jury entering. Judge Submarinian, sorry to bring you out only to send you home. Don't read anything about this case. Have a great evening. All rise. Jury exits. Judge, Miss Comey, AUSA Comey, here's what the defense sent us about Rule 412. AUSA Comey, we believe we had agreed that other actual acts by the witness were not admissible, but we understand they intend to cross-examine her about other relationships with texts about Ms. Ventura effing someone else. Why is that necessary? AUSA Comey, I don't want to read these into the record, so I'll hand copies up. Judge, defense, Combs Agnifilo, that's the lead attorney. These are messages about jealousy in the vocabulary of, are you effing that person? That's fair game. This is the real world. Why? This is the real world. Wait a minute. This is the real world. Why people express her. This is the real world. Way people express hurt. Okay. AUSA Comey. The rule requires that this be sealed. Judge, let's proceed without specifics. Combs's Agnifilo. Saying, are you effing that person is just a vulgar way of asking, are you cheating? Both sides opened an infidelity. This is not 412. Judge, we could do it in the robing room. AUSA, the defendant would have to be present. Judge, so in the courtroom, sealed. AUSA, counsel for victim 1 would like to be heard. Judge, I I see his hand, Mr. Wigdor. We are entitled to notice. Judge. So tomorrow morning adjourned. So I guess that's it for that. I guess that's it for today. Today's testimony, that's all they have. And what I will be doing every day that I review and follow this case is I'm going to go back to that site and get the audio, the full audio, just to review it before I even get into the case. Okay, guys, because they're giving like a full audio of testimony. Let's see. I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, and I can't do that right now. They're giving full audio of each day's testimony, and I think it'll be beneficial, even though, if I'm not mistaken, I went over all of the testimony pretty much kind of like a good overview. Hold on, update. I did a good overview of day 1 and 2, and I kind of talked about all of the important points that I wanted to touch on that occurred in day 1 and day 2. But I definitely want to give you guys that full audio from that other website, because they actually just give it to you in one run, which is really good. So what are your thoughts? Let me know what your thoughts are. This was very eventful, quite interesting, unreal, absolutely unreal. So yes, very, very, like, very different. So yes, we shall reconvene tomorrow and get into day 4. I'm kind of blown away by her entire testimony. I feel like she definitely discussed these extremely difficult topics openly and quite transparent with it. Didn't seem like she was hiding anything. At least to me, it didn't seem like she was hiding anything, just from the outside looking in. But we'll see what happens on cross-examination, because the defense is going to have additional evidence and additional, like, questions. Has my sound been choppy like this the whole time? Why is my phone like my sound like that? This is crazy. Why does my sound like this? Guys, has my sound been choppy like this the whole time? Because I hadn't been listening the whole time. Can somebody let me know in the comments? Hey, Summer. I guess since her income was paid by Sean, he knew she could afford to pay for her place. Yeah, this blows my mind. Someone would have to physically restrain me 24/7 for me not to utilize the police to get away. Libby Lou. So he didn't care. he didn't care about their health. Absolutely not. He did not. Not going to Craigslist. Yes, thank you, BB. I'm so upset. Did that just start the choppiness? I am so mad. I'm gonna have to listen to my hold on one second, y'all. Let me go out and come back in. Oh, okay. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? I'm saying this because I hear myself yet. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. It's gotta be restream. That whole crackling thing, it's gotta be restream. It's gotta be a restream issue. This is crazy. Well, hopefully, crackly and all, I'm not gonna do this live over. Just hope that it's viewable and the listening is not terrible. It's gone. That's crazy. Cause I went out and came back in and boom. Okay. Guys, I will check you out tomorrow. I guess I'll be a little bit more careful and listen to the audio before I get started. Thank you, Libby Lou. Thank you guys for sticking through crackling and all, choppiness and all. Um, but like I said, tomorrow we got to gear up for day 4. Cassie will be cross-examined by the defense, and I'm here for it. I can't wait to hear the questions that they ask, and I can't wait to hear her responses. All right, until next time, guys.